have Mitchell take over for a little bit as well. All right, so for those of us watching us here on the live stream, I'm going to show you where the snow is now, where the snow is going, and kind of what we can expect here. So as you check out KDOT, you can look at this anytime on candrive.org. That is I-70 at Abilene. You can see the snow blowing across the highway right there. Here's another image. This is I-70 at Solomon. Watch the headlights as they come your way here, and you can see the snow blowing across the highway right in front of that car. Now, I'm not saying the highway is covered in snow. That's just kind of the beginning of it. Now, the highways around McPherson are already covered in snow, and that batch of dark blue you see from Salina right there down into the southwest part of Morris County, getting close to areas like Wilsey. That's a batch of heavier snow. Not heavy, not the meat of the storm, but it's kind of the beginning of the accumulation. So from Council Grove up to Junction City. Junction City has some light snow already to Manhattan. This is coming your way, and Topeka coming our way as well over the next couple of hours. This is all accumulating snow in southwest Kansas, and that is all coming in this direction. So through the night, we will see hour after hour of snow. It's probably going to snow for 12 hours of snow straight, 12 hours or straight, or maybe even longer. So you're looking at a very likely 3 to 5 inches of snow by the time by 3 or 4 p.m. tomorrow, probably at least. So wind chill values still 10 to 15 below zero all night. Snow stays with us all night, and tomorrow morning we're still snowing at daybreak with the wind chill still terrible, 10, 15 below zero. Now in the afternoon tomorrow, watch what happens with the commuter model. About 5 p.m. it takes a break. So this first impulse goes away. A new impulse fills in later in the evening. This one may stay south. Now we'll have more computer models coming out this evening around 9 p.m. to give us a better idea. But this indication would show that we'll have these big snow totals around Emporia, Burlington by Sunday morning. And we'll all see some snow, 3, 4, 6 inches by tomorrow afternoon. But this next round is where we could really add on to those totals tomorrow night into Sunday morning. I'm not saying this is a minor snow. I'm just saying that the really deep stuff may be I-35 and to the south. So that's how the computer models are looking now. We'll see if it changes this evening. Either way, by 9 a.m. tomorrow, we have a widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow on the ground. And with the temperatures this cold, it'll be hard to get around on that and very hard to clear it. Any higher values, the extreme snow numbers, would probably be south of this red line I have painted on here. So go with a big area here of this 4 to 8 inch snow with these 8 and 10 and worse. Probably Burlington to the south, that would still be in play. While areas farther north and west, much less of a chance of seeing that really heavy burst of stuff tomorrow night. So we'll go with the 2 to 4 with a big area for Concordia, Marysville, Seneca, Hiawatha. Of course, keep your pets protected in this extremely cold weather. If you can bring them inside. That's not a bad thing to do this time of the year when it's this cold. You know, it's dangerous for them outside too. So dry blanket, straw helps. Make sure the water is not frozen. And just one more image here. Just I kind of actually had fun with this one. Look at those eyes. Come on, it's cold outside. I just made this day just having fun. And then I made a cat peek out here the last, there he goes. So if you leave the pets outside the time of year, it's just dangerously cold for us and dangerously cold for them as well. Mitchell, what do you got?
All right, so we do have those first alert weather days today through Sunday. As you can see, through midnight, we are expecting mostly areas are going to be dry, but any snow that happens will be trace amounts to around 1 inch. From midnight to around 12 p.m. on Saturday, 1 to 4 inches of snow is expected to fall across the area. And there will be a break for many in the afternoon as well, as a dry air patch will come between the snow and prevent some from falling. And then by Saturday night into Sunday morning, we are expecting an additional 2 to 4 inches of that snow, mainly along and south of I-70. So a lot of the northernmost areas will miss that snow for the most part on that second wave, but that will cause problems for people who live in the southernmost portions of our viewing area. And as we take a look currently at our Prairie Band Casino and Resort live storm tracker, you can just see how far this winter storm spans, anywhere from around New Mexico to around Arkansas and Mississippi right now. And it will continue to grow in size right now pouring snow across the state of Kansas, Oklahoma, even into Texas, some ice and some rain as well. Zooming on in around the region, we are seeing temperatures currently in the single digits across the state of Kansas, around 6 degrees in Colby right now. We are around 7 in Hayes, 15 in Wichita, 1 in Concordia, 3 in Manhattan, 5 in Topeka, and 5 in Emporia. So it is very, very chilly right now. You'll want to really bundle up in multiple layers as we go throughout this evening into tomorrow and even into Sunday overall, because that snow is going to be falling and it's going to be frigid. I do not want to forget about the frigid cold. It's going to be frigid and it's going to be dangerous, even life-threatening. You'll not want to stay outside past 30 minutes because you could suffer from frostbite if you do that. And zooming in on northeastern Kansas, we're starting to see a little bit of that wintry precipitation move into the area. A lot of this showing up on the radar is still being prevented by dry air to the ground, so it's not actually reaching the ground. Dry air is preventing it from reaching the ground, but overall, there is some snow starting to fall, especially in the southernmost portions of the area right now along the Burlington-Abilene corridor. And we are watching our cameras really closely to see where all that snow is falling. But 5 once again in Topeka, 5 in Emporia, around 11 degrees in Council Grove, 10 in Abilene, 1 in Concordia. So just very frigid right now across the area. We do have a lot of advisories, watches, and warnings, mainly for the wintry weather. And these winter weather warnings and watches span 2,323.5 miles across the U.S. right now. So that's quite a large area. Over 50% of the U.S. has one of these winter watches and warnings for their area. And as we zoom on in, we're going to take a look at ours regionally. There is an extreme cold warning to our south in Oklahoma. We have that winter weather warning here in northeast Kansas and parts of Kansas as well. Cold air advisories under that. As we zoom on in even more, you can see winter storm warning is currently in effect till Sunday around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that is for the around 4 to 8 inches of snow that we are going to receive. Then there is a winter weather advisory to our north for the northernmost counties in our viewing area, such as Marysville, in areas like Marysville, Seneca, and Hiawatha. So if you live in any of those places, you will still want to watch out for wintry weather conditions. And then we do have a cold weather advisory as well for dangerous wind chills that will be in the negatives and temperatures that will potentially be in the single digits or below zero in the negatives at time as well, going till Monday around 12 p.m., so around lunchtime on Monday. Overall right now from our Midland exterior sky cam in downtown Topeka, the winds are blowing a little bit, not too bad right now, but that's a view down at the street corner down there in downtown. And our Midland exterior sky cam in western Topeka, you can see a little shake on the camera. Can't really see any precipitation falling right now, but lots of cars on the roads. As the snow starts falling, you'll see less cars and less traffic on the roads overall. From Noto right now, you can see just some clouds and dark skies with not a lot of people out up there parked along the street. From Holton, not really seeing anything right now from Banner Creek Science Center, but overall it's nighttime, so that's expected. And the same thing from Maple Hill. There may be a little bit of snow or flurries falling from there, and that goes for Council Grove as well, as it's through that corridor that I mentioned just a little bit earlier. Manhattan right now, it looks like we may be seeing some precipitation flurries maybe as the stadium is lighting up the sky, but it looks a little bit hazy, so that could just be a mirage right now. And then from Concordia right now, you do have ice pillars coming from the lights that are out there right now because it's so cold that the ice crystals shine the light through them themselves. Dew points are currently in the negatives right now, so between -8 and -20 degrees. So the air does feel very dry. You'll want to grab that chapstick if you go out at all to play in the snow or enjoy the snow with snow activities. Relative humidity values are in the 30s, 40s, and 50th percentile. So there is enough relative humidity for snow to grow throughout the layers of the atmosphere. Current wind speeds are between around 8 and around 20 miles per hour, so there is a little bit of wind from the north right now. And we also have wind gust as well between around 6 and around 25 miles per hour overall. And as we go throughout the next couple days, we will see those winds off and on, and then they will really slow down as we go into Monday. Wind chills overall right now are in between around -6 and -18 degrees. -13 degrees right now in Topeka, -13 in Emporia, -16 in Manhattan, and -18 in Concordia. Our 24-hour wind chills will go from around -14 into keeping on into the double digits negatives until around the afternoon, then getting back into the single digits before possibly dropping back into the double-digit negative values. 24-hour temperatures overall will stay in the single digits over the next 24 hours. 3 degrees right now, going to be around 6 degrees by 6 p.m. tomorrow. So it is going to be chilly. Tonight's forecast overall, we will be around 0 for your low. We'll be around -1 in Manhattan, -1 in Concordia, -2 in Seneca, -3 in Hiawatha. We are expecting that snow to start falling definitely after midnight. Tomorrow's forecast overall, 9 degrees in Topeka, 8 in Emporia, 9 in Manhattan, and 7 in Concordia, with that snow all day with a couple of breaks. And then Sunday, it's going to be partly sunny with temperatures in the teens and 20s, 16 in Topeka, 15 in Emporia, 20 in Manhattan, and 21 in Concordia. Maybe a little bit cooler than that as well. Supercast showing that we start to see that snow around 10 o'clock. It will fade from the first wave, and then we will see a little bit more as well as we go throughout the daytime into the evening before another wave to our south as we go into Sunday. But overall, temperatures will be really low and really frigid in the negatives at times, and our wind chills being in the double-digit negatives as well. Our supercast models are showing that snow will start tonight. This is from the HRRR. And then we could see some into tomorrow morning before the first wave's done. Then we see the second wave, and that will continue to transpire. And then we will see the snow move out of the area by Sunday. Euro, our long-term model, is showing that we'll see snow throughout the rest of the evening, and then some into tomorrow, going into tomorrow night. Then not really seeing any after Sunday morning. So it's really showing it all as one mass from there. But we're more sure that we will have those 2 waves scenarios. So that's something to watch out for. And then we could see a little thing called a short wave behind it that could have some winds that could really pick up some of the snow off the ground and cause some travel issues as well as we go into Sunday night and maybe even into Monday morning. Graph model overall showing around 2 to 4 inches, which if you translate that into the amount of cold air that we have, that will end up reaching our totals. So 2 to 4 inches for the southernmost portions of our area, which will be a little bit more than that. And once the calculations between snow to liquid ratio happen, and then for the more northern parts, 1 to 2, which translates more to around 3, 4, 5 inches. And as we go throughout the rest of the weekend, we'll continue to see that number climb overall. So just wanted to note that HRRR model showing basically the same thing, models 2 to 4 inches going throughout the next 24, 48 hours or so. But it will be higher after those totals are totaled with the snow to liquid ratio. And then Euro is showing that the 10 to 1 snow to liquid ratio around 2 to 4 and spots in 4 to 8 as well. So the likelihood that we get above 4 to 8 inches of snow is pretty high right now. And I just wanted to show y'all the models showing that they're pretty consistent right now, around 4.5 inches, not calculated with the snow to liquid ratios that are correct around the area, 6.4 in the Euro, GFS 3.7, a little less overall, and then for the NAM around 5.6, and it does take into account that dry period. As you can see, possible snowfall, this is our forecast, 1 to 2 inches for the northernmost portions of our viewing area, Again, 1 to 2 inches of snow for the northernmost portions of our viewing area. Then from around Salina to around Kansas City, we're expecting between 4 and 8 inches. And then south of Burlington, really that's where the heavier snow is going to fall. 8 to 10 inches of snow is going to fall down there. So we are expecting a little bit heavier snowfall to our south as well. Winter storm severity index for Friday, for today, we are only expecting moderate impacts for the southernmost portions of our viewing area, and then minor issues as we go through the areas in the northern part of the area. But as we take a look at our Friday through Sunday, we can see that we will have really higher impacts around moderate. And as you can see, our 8-day forecast overall, we do have the winter storm in those first alert weather days. Going to be snowy as we go into your Saturday, and we will have wind chills of minus 15 as well. 8 degrees for your high tomorrow, 2 for your low. Then we have morning snow on Sunday and wind chills more than negative 10 degrees with highs around 16 degrees and lows going into Monday, negative 6. Then on Monday into the 20s, around 21 degrees with wind chills around negative 10 degrees. Into the 30s Tuesday before we do cool down as we go throughout the rest of the week after another system moves through.